Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and this is Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 1311, The Mask 3D. So, if you're wondering, although this review is not in 3D, because I don't really have the time. It doesn't matter, but I saw this movie in 3D, and I did get the 3D glasses, which are pretty actually cool. This was a different thing for Mystery Science Theater. I don't want to wear these too long because I did that in a review for Green Lantern like 10 years ago and it gave me a massive migraine. So in the interest of not having a massive migraine, I'm not going to wear these the whole time. I'll wear these at the end. But they are, I got these in the mail and they are really cool. They have the Gizmoplex stuff on them, and it's King of Vision 3D, if you can see that right there. I don't know. And yeah, they're really cool. Wow, yeah, okay. It was different 3D than the one I wore that really long ago, but I'm a little sensitive because that like really wiped me out when I did that. Yeah, don't review and wear 3D glasses. But yes, this is a big thing for Mystery Science Theater. It's their first Halloween episode. I don't think they've ever done that. It is their first episode with a film that's in 3D, and maybe there were films they'd done that had 3D versions, but this is the first one they reviewed, and you could actually watch it in 3D, and you got 3D glasses. And it's the first black and white film they've done since Horrors of Spider Island, way back in the Sci-Fi Channel days, like 2 episodes before the last one. So there are a lot of momentous things in this episode. I know this was a gimmicky one because of the glasses. I know a lot of the fan base was hyped. I saw a lot more people tweeting about this episode than I've seen about all the other episodes, and I get the opinion. The more people talked about this one, and I get it because it's a lot of fun, and the 3D was actually really good. I think this is a very good episode. It is not, and I feel like this whole season, and I was wondering this about seasons, is it better to have a big episode, a real classic, great episode of Mystery Science Theater at the end of the season, rather than at the beginning, which I think is much more known for Jonah's tenure, whereas like I think season 4, at least back in the day, I don't know how people rate the seasons now, but I remember back in the day, season 4 with Manos was considered this highlight, and Manos is towards the end of that season, and sort of like you build to that. And in this, it's like, you know, whether it's Cry Wilderness, whether it's Mac and Me, whether it's Munchie in this one, it does seem to be like early on. However, I still had a lot of fun with this episode. I think the 3D added to the fun. I think it helped and enhanced this episode. I also think, and I gotta say this, I don't think The Mask was like that bad. It's like the best movie they've done. I would watch this like without Mystery Science. I mean, I watch all sorts of stuff, and the 3D was like, I paid money for movies in 3D back in like the early 3D stuff, and they had less 3D than this. Like, this is actually good 3D. I was like, I dig this, and the way the Jonah and the bots were like in the foreground with everything in the depth was excellent. And they had a 3D segment. I did not watch this in 2D. I did not watch the Pyramid event either. So I have no clue what that was like. Part of me thought the last segment that's in 3D, if that had been different in 2D, I would have rewatched the 2D version, but I don't, or I would have watched the 2D version, I guess. But I really like this episode. I like the Tom Atkins reference, which I thought was amazing. I'm a big Tom Atkins fan. I think Crowan is himself, and then I like the multi-mask thing and the Ouija boards for specific users thing. Was funny. This was an enjoyable, really fun episode. I think it's a really strong one that, you know, obviously it's sort of like, in a sense, like Jaws 3, because if I knew a friend who had the DVD with the 3D version and you can wear the glasses, and that 3D was the 3D in this is better than Jaws 3D also. Pretty decent 3D. In the segments that are, it tells you to like put on your glasses and stuff. It's not 3D throughout the entire episode or anything. I've heard people wore their glasses the whole time, and I find that to be a little bizarre, because it's very much like it tells you when to put them on. Maybe people don't like to take them on, take them off. I don't know. That's a personal. I notice we continue to hear, I really thought this person is this person, and this was a Baron Vaughn, Tom Servo thing, and this time I heard Crow say it, so I'm like super lost on maybe he's like sharing the joke love or something, but I've noticed other people can say it, so whatever. I thought Jonah did probably one of his better performances this season. I thought everyone was really on point. I felt like everyone got, like, if anything, this is the one people are going to watch. I thought the idea of having the 3D glasses was, frankly, an amazing... I mean, one thing, I've been a Mystery Science Theater fan since I was, like, a kid, and there wasn't much for the fan base when I was a kid. Like, I couldn't go to the convention. My parents were going to drive me and my friends out to Minnesota for the conventions. I didn't get to meet many fans. There weren't many fan meetups. You get the info news thing or whatever, and they really made fun of it, and fun of being a Mystery Science Theater fan recently. And this is another fun event because it's you know, even if you're like, oh, I don't watch the Netflix season, I don't watch the Gizmoplex season, you're like, oh, but they have the 3D episode, they have that, they have this. So they've made enough incentives, and these are good episodes, these are solid fucking episodes. And the 3D thing, I thought, really, really worked. I noticed Gizmoplex was being super weird on my computer for some reason, but not on my phone. Not sure what that's about. I might do a review of Gizmoplex overall, how I feel about it at the end of this season. But I think this is one of the better ones of the season. I think more of, there's just so much fun with the glasses, and I thought the jokes were pretty good, and they're trying to, like, come up with new, like, Halloween things, and I thought it was a good special. I wouldn't mind them doing more holiday specials. I also wouldn't mind them doing, like, it's kind of interesting, they're doing Halloween and Christmas, but not pretty much the Mystery Science Theater 3000 holiday, which is Thanksgiving. I was like surprised they're not doing that, but although they're doing a Turkey Day marathon. I had a lot of fun with this episode. I think this highlights, like, what's fun and great about the show. And I think it was kind of historic, and it's cool to, like, put on these fun glasses here. I was literally, when I heard the 3D thing, I was like, oh man, should I, like, buy glasses? And I didn't. And I just got these in the mail, which, I mean, I'm a backer, so of course I did. But, or maybe I said yes to something or something. I don't know. Anyway, if you haven't seen this episode, this is one of the ones to check out after Munchie and Dr. Mordred, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something in there. But this is or Robot War Jocks, whatever the fuck. Anyway, I feel like we've had a lot of solid episodes this season, and this, among the very solid ones, I think this is the best of just the solid ones. Not, you know, overall, if you take out the 3D and all that stuff, is it that as hold up as well? Probably not, but the 3D is a part of it, so why would you discount that? That's stupid. If you consider it as a whole package, I think as a whole package, it's definitely among my favorites of the season, and one of my favorite experiences watching something at home in 3D, which I don't have a lot of experience with. So I think that was a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm probably gonna see what else I can watch in 3D. I made a thing in 3D once that I could watch with this. Maybe I'll do that after this. Anyway, I would suggest checking out this episode if you haven't, and trying to get, if you don't get these official Mystery Science Theater glasses, try to get your own somehow, because it is pretty decent 3D, and it makes for a pretty great interesting experience, especially for a Mystery Science Theater episode that I didn't think we'd ever get. It offers you a lot of firsts, a lot of different things to it, and I think overall they make a lot of funny, good jokes, especially all the Frasier jokes. I loved all the Frasier jokes. That was funny, although it occurred to me they're just talking about the theme song. Do they know Frasier, or do they know the theme song? That's a question I guess I'll keep asking myself. So if you have seen Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 1311, The Mask in 3D, and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. And by the way, if you did see it in 2D, please write in the comments what that was like. I don't have the time to do that, and I'm just curious what your experience was like. Guess I should pick up this cup.